what's up? It's McRocklin here, and today we're checking out the brand new Neural DSP plugin, the Archetype Rabea. Let's go. Alright, let's dive right into it. This thing is absolutely packed, but I'm going to give you a really quick overview, and then I'm going to show you some of the tones that I've dialed over the last couple of days. And also, stick around to the end because I've got a nice freebie for you at the end of this video. So first of all, right up front, a brand new synth. First Neural DSP synth that I've seen in a plugin, and it sounds really, really cool. So that's what you heard during the intro. Then we have a twin blade compressor. I like that because I actually stack a lot of my compressors as well. Sometimes you might want something like an LA2A and an 1176, two different types of compressors. Boom, right there in one pedal. That's a great shout. And we've got this octaver, which has two completely different modes. The vintage modes, absolutely insane. Really aggressive, really, really, really fun. And then we have this fuzz pedal. I should turn the overdrive pedal off with the fuzz. And that has two different modes as well, a vintage and a modern. Then we have this overdrive pedal, which again has two different modes. So some of these pedals, you can think of them as two completely different pedals because they have those dual modes. Really, really cool. Three beautiful amps. I mean, come on, the UI, yes. Of course, you can unlink these cabs, so if you want to mix and match different cabs with different heads and stuff, you can do all of that. We have brand new cabs in this plugin, lots of them, and we also have the amp room stuff that we can blend in as well. Personally, I just use a little bit of that, and prefer to use the reverbs and delays really to get the ambience that way. Next up is the EQ, which is looking as pretty as ever. 4-band semi-parametric EQ, very versatile, sounds really good. And then we get to some really, really fun stuff. The Atlas delay and this lovely reverb. And check this out, let's get right into this reverb. It's very cool. So I'm using a foot switch on the floor to basically latch this freeze effect. It's really, really cool. You can see you have a separate volume and pitch. So if I put that pitch on just 0 and latch it, it just stays right there, right? I go an octave down. Ooh, that sounds evil. Go an octave higher. Great for jamming over. Really, really cool. This is the type of stuff that just creates tracks. It's like very inspiring. I love that sort of stuff. And you guys know me, I love some glitchy pitch shift delays. And this delay has a lot of features, but one of my favorites is Icicle. We turn this up right here. Again, you have this on, it kind of just generates song ideas. Except that song idea, that was f***ing terrible. And by the way, I made 8 really cool presets for this plugin. I'll leave the link down below if you want to pick them up for yourself. Let's check out some clean stuff. This is as clean as I could get it. That's pretty sparkly. That's using that twin compressor. Turn that off, back on. this amp's based on, but it's cool. Got a couple of little curve switches there. Let's check out this rhythm channel. And you can hear there, I'm really using the overdrive, just as you would in the real world, in front of that amp to really push the saturation. I really like the vintage mode on this overdrive. Just because it says vintage, it doesn't mean you're gonna need to play rhythm and blues. You can chug, you can riff, it sounds good. Let's A/B that vintage and modern switch though. With this amp, I prefer the vintage mode. I think it's got a little bit more bite, it's got a little bit more kind of definition. Obviously, if we went on that modern mode, we can probably dial back the bass, boost the treble. Alright, let's compare the chunk preset versus the hyper lead preset, which uses the lead channel. Ooh, easy to get squealies on this amp. The first day that I was jamming around with this plugin, the lead channel, it just sounded a little bit different to what I was used to. But then it started to remind me of the amps that I was using around the time that I recorded New Beginnings. Sort of plexi style amps, so it's a little bit more spongy and it just has a certain feel. And once you start dialing the overdrive that goes in front of it, get the nice mic placement, and you get the whole package. You don't just sit there working on the amp, you work on the pre-effects and the amp and then the EQ. You start really sculpting the whole thing together. Then it quickly became something that I really enjoyed the sound of. If you want to skip that, you can just get my presets and go straight to my stuff that I've dialed in. Shameless plug, McRocklin, shameless plug. I've got to pay for the kebabs on Friday night, so just give me a break. Still an awful lot of saturation on there, just insane. But I'll tell you what, that's got a vibe about it, that double track, big riffs, that would be a lot of fun. Alright, that's getting a little bit insane. Let's check out this synth. I've made this preset which blends a synth and a distorted guitar. And that's really cool. That's probably more how I would use this synth. If we jump into pure synth here, and I turn that arpeggiator off. It's monophonic, well, it's intended for a monophonic source. So if I suddenly play a chord, it's gonna be like, what the hell are you doing? I'm gonna think about it as a synth as opposed to trying to, you know, lay into my guitar like I normally would. Let's, just for the hell of it, let's try sweeping and tapping. Pretty damn good. Rolling down the volume. Just habits. Well, actually, that makes sense, right? Because it's not a MIDI thing here. This is actual dealing with audio, so that makes sense. Sounds like I'm in the arcades in 1992 again. Where's my quarters? Where's my quarters? You have to be very careful. If you're jumping around a stage and you're just, you know, slamming notes, the audience might think you're absolutely mental because they're just going to hear all this like re-triggering stuff. You know, well, especially if you jump around the stage with the arpeggiator on and C minor. You can change the mode from major to minor and all that stuff. I like it. It's a type of feature that I'm glad it's here. My favorite is the fact that you can re-trigger the envelope, and also you have this option of assigning the order of where it's placed, so you can get it all gritty with overdrive and stuff like that. So I think they've thought carefully about it, and there's just like a couple of really cool ways that you can actually get some genuinely useful tones from this thing. So definitely not a novelty, it's there for a purpose. The transpose is excellent, you know, we go down 4. There we go, guys. I could honestly, I could sit here for like 2 hours and go through all the features of this plugin, but you might as well just go download a free trial and take it for a spin yourself. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, and here's that something free that I promised you earlier. Are you stuck playing the same old licks over and over, and no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to break out of the box? When you can play freely all over the fretboard in any key, it's an amazing feeling. I'm Thomas McRocklin. I've toured with Joe Satriani, worked with Steve Vai, and even opened up for Ozzy Osbourne when I was 8 years old. I'm an artist for many great brands, including Boss, D'Addario, Kiesel guitars, and Fishman pickups. After seeing many guitarists struggle to play at the level that they could only dream of, I launched School of McRock. I release a brand new lesson every week, and these lessons, they're not only fun, but they're packed full of unique insights, and I show you things that's taken me years to master. I want to give you a selection of our most popular lessons absolutely free, so you can check it out for yourself. So click the link below and get your free guitar toolkit today. Alright, enjoy, and I'll see you on the inside.